Just a quick one from me about the last seat in the general election being declared, happening to be the Highland seat at the tippy top of Scotland. Now, what's interesting about this seat is that it used to be Lib-Dem, and then it fell to the SNP after the separation campaign that they went through. Now, the situation is, the previous MP of this particular area of Scotland was Charles Kennedy, former leader of the Liberal Democrats. I personally am not a Lib Dem. I don't agree with them politically. However, Charles Kennedy was a good politician. He was a good speaker and a good person. I can acknowledge these things without agreeing with him politically. However, I did agree with him on British unity. But obviously my opinion differed on the European question. Now, he was a Highlander, he was a Scotsman, he was British, and he was a proud European. As I say, I don't agree with him on that part. What I can say is, during the Better Together campaign, there was a lot of vile rhetoric, predominantly from the online nationalists. We know them as the cybernets. It was pretty one-sided, okay? There were some unionists that partook the other way, but predominantly it was one-sided. And some senior SNP members of Parliament and activists were actually spearheading that attack line and actually making politicians on the unionist side basically feel very, very uncomfortable, potentially unsafe, and potentially quite intimidated, okay? Now, I can agree with somebody politically, but I do not and will never advocate for anyone being targeted that I disagree with. I think it's beyond the pale, I think it's vile, and it needs to be called out, which is what I'm doing here, okay? This is what the SNP brought to Scotland. This is their legacy, okay? You need to remember that they're not nice people. The vast majority of people in the SNP are not nice people. Like other political parties, I can look at them and say maybe the heart is in the right place. I disagree, but the good people, the people that the SNP tended to attract as their activists and campaigners, typically, okay, there probably are exceptions, but typically we're not nice people, okay. When Charles Kennedy lost his seat to the SNP in 2015, he was dead within a month, okay. He was dead within a month, because not only did the vile campaign of abuse happen during the election campaign and the Better Together campaign the year before, it also continued after. Now, I'm not saying that they are the reason that he died. I'm saying it was probably a contributing factor, and it was very, very disappointing that the online campaigners, continued with the abuse after he lost his career and he lost his seat, because he was genuinely a nice person and a good politician. Okay, one of the best from Scotland, and I can say that, and I'm not even a Liberal Democrat. Okay? What I can say is that seat is now out of the hands of the SNP, and it is now Liberal Democrat territory again. And I'm happy about that. I am really happy about that. I think that the new MP will be much better for Scotland than the SNP ever were. I can say that because as an activist or during that campaign on the unionist side, I received a lot of abuse from nationalists, typical stuff, nothing to do with you, you're English, shut up. And I'm a no profile person. So the people that were high profile on the unionist side probably got it 100 times, 1,000 times worse than any one person who's not a politician. So, Charles, wherever you are, I hope you're happy with the result, and let's move on from this together, because Scotland deserves better than the SNP, and Britain deserves better from the SNP, and that's genuine from me. So, if you like this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. So, until the next one, I'll see you later.